Right now, your brain is deciding whether to keep watching or find something easier. That calculation happens thousands of times a day, and it's quietly destroying your ability to do anything meaningful. But what if I told you that the same neural mechanism making you avoid hard work can be flipped to make you crave it? What if discipline could feel as good as scrolling? That's not motivation talk, that's neuroscience. And by understanding how your brain actually works, you'll discover why willpower has been failing you and what you need to do instead.
By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's hijacking your brain, why your dopamine system has gone haywire, and the one concrete move you can make this week to start rewiring yourself back to normal. We're breaking down 3 things. First, how your brain's reward system actually works and why modern apps are weaponized against you. Second, the dopamine detox protocol, what it really is, why it works, and how to do it without relying on willpower alone. And third, what changes on the other side and why you'll never want to go back.
Here's the weird part. You're not lazy. Your brain isn't broken. It's been systematically trained to prefer easy rewards over hard ones. And once you see how it happened, you can't unsee it. Your brain operates on one principle. What's the best return on energy investment? Every action gets evaluated instantly. High effort, uncertain reward, your brain hits the brakes. Low effort, guaranteed pleasure, green light. This isn't a character flaw. It's survival programming from when conserving energy meant staying alive. But then came the modern world. Every app, every notification, every piece of content has been engineered by teams of scientists to trigger the exact neural pathways that make you feel good with zero effort. Your brain isn't broken. It's being hacked. Think about it. A decade ago, you could read a book for an hour without checking your phone. Now, you can't make it 5 minutes. That's not weakness. That's your brain being retrained by algorithms smarter than your willpower. So what's actually happening inside your skull when you can't start that project or drag yourself to the gym? Let's look at the engine that drives it all. The dopamine mechanism. Here's what nobody tells you. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical. It's the wanting chemical. And that changes everything. In your brain, there's a cluster of neurons called the nucleus accumbens. Think of it as your motivation engine. It runs on dopamine. But here's where most people get it wrong. Dopamine doesn't spike when you get a reward. It spikes before you get one, when you're anticipating it. That's why scrolling is so addictive. Every swipe might reveal something interesting, so your brain floods you with dopamine to keep searching. You're not actually enjoying what you see half the time. You're chasing the possibility of something good. And here's the dark part. When you get too many easy dopamine hits, your brain adapts. Your dopamine receptors literally decrease in number. It's called downregulation. Your brain turns down the volume on satisfaction. Now you need more stimulation to feel the same interest. A book that once captivated you feels boring. A gym session feels impossible. You're not losing discipline. You're experiencing a tolerance effect, just like any drug. So if your brain has been trained toward distraction, can it be untrained? The answer is yes, and it starts with understanding neuroplasticity. The plot twist. Neuroplasticity. But here's what the apps don't want you to know. Your brain is built to change. Every single choice you make is literally rewiring you. This is called neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't a fixed operating system. It's constantly updating itself based on what you do. Every choice you make strengthens neural pathways for either discipline or distraction. The question isn't whether your brain will change, it's which direction you're pushing it. The beautiful part? What got broken can be fixed. You didn't wake up unmotivated. You were trained into it, and the same mechanism that trained you toward distraction can train you back toward discipline. This is why dopamine detoxes work. It's not magic, it's neuroscience. The dopamine detox protocol.
Most people fail at this because they try to white-knuckle through it. But willpower is useless here. Instead, you need to understand what's really happening in your brain. A dopamine detox isn't about eliminating dopamine. It's about removing the artificial, hyper-stimulating sources of it. Think of your dopamine system like a dimmer switch that's been cranked to maximum brightness for so long that normal light looks like darkness. A detox turns down that dial so your brain can recalibrate. Here's what you actually do. First, identify your highest dopamine activity. Not what you enjoy most, but what requires the least effort for the most stimulation. For most people, it's their phone, social media, short-form video, games. Pick a time frame. 3 days minimum. 7 is better. 14 is transformative. During this period, you'll feel restless, irritable, maybe anxious. That's withdrawal. Don't interpret it as failure. That discomfort is your brain being forced to adjust. Push through it. Most people give up right before the breakthrough. But you can't just remove things. You have to replace them. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so does your brain. Read a physical book instead of scrolling. Go for a walk without headphones. Cook instead of ordering. Exercise without music or podcasts. Journal by hand. Have a real conversation. These feel boring at first. Your system is still tuned to high intensity. But after a few days, something shifts. Your brain starts releasing dopamine in anticipation of these activities too. And that's when you realize what's really been missing from your life. The payoff: pleasure versus satisfaction. Here's the distinction nobody talks about. Pleasure is fleeting and empty. Satisfaction is lasting and real. And your brain can actually crave the latter. Pleasure is immediate. It comes from external stimulation and requires no effort. Satisfaction is delayed. It comes from internal accomplishment and requires effort. Modern life bombards us with pleasure, but starves us of satisfaction. That's why you can spend an entire day entertained and still go to bed feeling empty. But here's what happens after a proper detox. You realize that satisfaction actually produces more dopamine over time than pleasure ever did. When you accomplish something difficult, when you push through resistance and come out the other side, your brain releases dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. It's deeper, it's longer, it's real, and your brain learns to crave it. So what does life actually look like on the other side of this process? The transformation: here's what happens. Your attention span expands. Things that bored you in 5 minutes hold your focus for an hour. You feel clarity you forgot existed. Ideas come easier. Decisions happen faster. You have energy because you're not riding a dopamine roller coaster. Most surprising, you start genuinely excited about things that used to feel like chores. That project you've been avoiding, you actually want to work on it. That gym session, you look forward to it. This isn't fake motivation. This is your brain functioning the way it was designed to before algorithms hijacked it. You're not becoming someone new. You're returning to who you actually are. But here's the one thing people don't want to hear. The truth: it never fully ends. Your brain will always try to drift back toward easy rewards. That's not a bug. That's a feature. The rewiring process never truly ends because you're always either reinforcing discipline or reinforcing distraction. Every moment is a choice. But here's the gift. After you've reset your dopamine system, the choices become easier. The pull toward distraction weakens. The pull toward meaningful work strengthens. This is intrinsic motivation. You do things because they're satisfying in themselves, not because you're chasing an external reward. It's the highest form of discipline. It's not forced. It's not white-knuckled. It's natural. It's who you are. You were never meant to live as a slave to algorithms and impulses. You were meant to be someone who does hard things and loves doing them. That version of you is waiting, and the path to becoming them starts with a single choice: to let your brain breathe, to step away from the noise, and to trust that on the other side of temporary discomfort is permanent transformation. Your brain is ready to be rewired. The only question is, are you ready to do it?